send other songs.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 570. It's Tuesday, September 24th, 2013, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer, plus the finale of my Into an interview with Tim Crompton of the British band The Highwire.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And I have to tell you about something that I saw that filled me with happiness, not ire.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And that is a bookstore in Dublin that buys your old books and magazines. I got a little mad at them because they didn't give me any money for the magazines, and I could have seen that coming, but I didn't. And I did put up a flyer in there, and you know what's up? It's still there, and I put it there 2 years ago.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
A flyer for the show, because, you know, this is the place where we flow
Mike's
with our rides
Daily
all the time.
Podcast.
That's as good as it gets.
Yeah!
I'm worn out. I'm spent. So this bookstore that I've mentioned before, where I tried to sell magazines to, and they gave me zero money. They're a cool place because they still have my flyer up, and I put it more than a year ago. I think it's actually been 2 years, and my flyer sits on their cork board by the bathroom, and it's still there after all this time. I can't believe that. I must get so many listeners from that flyer. Thank you so much, bookstore, who I will not name because you're a big chain and your books are half price. People can figure it out. Also, I wanted to ask you, how did you like that full moon last week? Friday night, I was actually working at my part-time job at a radio station in Pleasanton, California, and they got a really great view of the whole Pleasanton, Livermore, Dublin area, and I'm looking out, and there's the moon coming up over the hill, looking like a big orange eyeball. Look who just walked in.
Hello, my God, this is Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor, and oh my God, I'm so disgusted by a big orange eyeball. That's so gross.
I was trying to be a metaphor, analogistic. I was trying to paint imagery.
Mike Matthews, just stop it.
Okay, I will. Look who else just walked in. Hello, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman.
And this is John Deere the engineer. Mike, we've been in that bookstore many times and have seen your flyer.
And you know, you guys are in the flyer. There's a drawing of you guys in it along with me and all the other characters here from the last place on earth. Mike, we really don't like to see our likeness rendered. Why? Because I'm Floyd the Floorman. That's not really a reason.
Mike, we're both kind of shy people, and we like to just have our books and read them.
Aw, let's hear it for paper books. Yeah, I just can't get into the whole Kindle thing, the whole whatever that Nook thing. Yeah, you know what? I understand people that travel a lot, they can't carry these books and magazines around, but I'm not feeling it, is my thing. Well, Mike, you're really passionate about that. Yeah, because I'm Floyd the Floorman. No, I am the Floorman. And cleaning books off the floor is really easy. Good to know. Okay, here's an interesting story I wanted to share with you. There is a Dutch filmmaker that is trying to find hidden Nazi gold. And it is hidden in a musical sheet, a musical score. You know, the music written out. There's circles on it, and supposedly a hidden code on it that may point to buried Nazi gold in Mittenwald, Germany. The theory was first developed by Dutch writer Karl Hammer Kate last year when he published scans of decades-old sheet music that was allegedly marked up by Martin Bormann, Hitler's aide. There's nothing exceptional about the music, but Kate was drawn to the page's hand-drawn scribbles and mysterious annotations. In the waning days of the Second World War, he says that Bormann used this sheet music to secretly convey the location of a buried fortune, at least 100 gold bars, plus Hitler's personal collection of diamonds known as the Tears of the Wolf. Hitler supposedly intended the document to reach the Nazi party accountant Franz Xaver Schwartz in Munich. Instead, Schwartz was arrested. Now there's a filmmaker here, this Leon Giesel. He's 51 years old, and he says that he has cracked the code, and he's already staged 3 excavations in the town of Mittenwald in Bavaria, guided by the markings on the sheet. He says that the theory is centered on the handwritten phrase, Wo Matthias die Saitenstreichelt, or something, where Matthew plucks strings. That's what it means. This, he claims, is a reference to the town of Mittenwald's most famous residents. And then it also says end of the dance. End the dance is purportedly an allusion to one of the local railway's buffer stops. The sheet music may even contain a concealed diagram of the city's tracks. This according to The Guardian. So this movie maker is using crowdfunding to finance further digs. The initial drillings were reportedly fruitful. Diggers found anomalous metals. The filmmaker said it could be a treasure chest or it could be a manhole cover. So we shall see. Stranger things have happened. Remember, was it like a year ago that they found Richard III's body under a parking lot in England? Strange.
Michael Matthews, that's like so gross.
Yeah. I'll try and stop grossing you out, Chely.
Thank you, Mike Matthews.
Okay. So what do you think about this bizarre treasure story? Almost sounds like National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. Only thankfully it doesn't have Nicolas Cage in it. But didn't that actress who's German, wasn't she in that National Treasure, which she later ended up being in Inglourious Bastards? She was speaking German through that whole movie. Do you remember that one? Okay. Anyway, that's Bizarre Connection. Thank you, Mike, for making it. You're welcome. You can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Also, email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. Oh, and we read your comments on the section, emails for me email. So email me now, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. And check out my website, mikesdailypodcast.com. That's where you can go to find links to where to listen to the show in iTunes. Subscribe to the show there and rank and comment on the show. More people will find out about us if you do that. We also can be found on Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, and you can follow the tweets of the show. Also find us on Yelp, and yes, we're also on Facebook. And if you like the Facebook page, when we post a new show, share that with your Facebook friends, and more people will find out about us, and we'll emerge from the lakes of obscurity. We also have the blog and the daily podcast picture at mikesdailypodcast.com, as well as the Amazon deal of the day. Click on that and get a tremendous discount on whatever the deal is, and you will give us a little money by doing that. It's a great way to support the show, too. Yes, and I am also on a radio station. You can hear me weekdays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's a cool top 40 radio station on the internet called Wave 106, and I do my typical Mike Matthews, Mike's Daily Podcast type stuff on that show. So listen to that and tell your friends about it. It's wonderful. Mike'sDailyPodcast.com.
Into an interview.
We're talking to Tim Crompton of the band, The Highwire. And he put the Highwire together. And I have never walked on a Highwire, but it sounds like it'd be a gas. It'd be loads of fun. But they took the title from a Richard and Linda Thompson song. They're big fans of them, and Tim is talking to me now via Skype.
Hello, Mike.
And it's his first time on Skype, so this is great. This is a historical moment. Tim, do you have any live performances coming up with the Highwire?
Yeah, what we're doing at the moment is we're just recording some things at the moment where we're just we're not actually going out, but we're going to be putting some live stripped down performances like up on just on our site and on YouTube, and then the actual live dates to see us will be coming up and starting in January. But it's going to be a really varied thing between some shows that'll be really stripped down, almost like folk shows with like the three of us playing really minimal, and then others where it's the full kind of band sound with kind of bits of backing thrown in there and percussion and all sorts going on.
Ooh, nice. And what is your YouTube channel?
I think I think it is just the High Wire.
Oh, okay.
And perhaps the High Wire UK, but it's yeah, it's got. We're really lucky. We had this beautiful video done for the first single off the record called LNOE.
Yes. We're going to play that. Tell me about that video. I watched that. That was really cool.
Yeah, we were really lucky to get that put together. This wonderful director, guy called Matt Whitecross, who has done sort of several films. I don't know how well known in the States, but he did this wonderful Ian Dury biopic called Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, and recently a film called Spike Island, which is sort of the backdrop of it, and the music and everything is the Stone Roses kind of heyday in sort of 1990. Ooh. And yeah, we were really happy that he sort of helped with footage from this film he had done with Ray Winston and put a sort of storyline together for the video.
Ah, okay. And LNOE means life not over.
It's Last Night on Earth.
Last Night on Earth. What? Right, because you say that over and over in the song. Okay, gotcha. Last Night on Earth. and yeah, it's a very cool video. And how did this song come about? Why were you writing about the last night on Earth?
So this, so I wish I could hand you out. So this is Rob singing on this one, and this is his like first song that he ever sort of came and bought his hand. And so we were really excited that it was just such a fantastic track, and but it was very much his kind of take, I think, on a similar vibe to a few of the that I've just been talking about, but just, you know, moving to a big city and growing a bit older there and kind of looking at it, you know, different as you get sort of older and through it. I think it's a very kind of displacement in a city song.
And Ross Forrest wrote it?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. And this is actually the Ghost Loft remix.
Oh, cool, yeah, that's amazing, that remix.
And the band is called Ghost Loft.
He's someone we found out about, and he just you know, his music's so different from ours, and his take on this was you know, from such a completely different angle. It seemed you know, it almost seems silly to get someone that's too close to you to remix it. You want it to just be almost totally alien, and yeah, we think he did an amazing version, just cutting it up and taking it to a different place.
Cool. Well, we're gonna listen to it. And are you gonna be heading to Beehive Studio again anytime soon?
Yeah, we'll be there this weekend, like getting our live set together. So that's where we are. We got a tiny little, like the name is based on because it's full of all these tiny. We have a little room that the three of us kind of just about squeeze into and practice and make music, and yeah.
Oh, it has tiny little what?
It's so it's quite a tall building, but it has lots of little rooms, hence the nickname the Beehive. So we have this little room at the top where we squeeze into.
So there could be lots of other bands also rehearsing simultaneously?
Yeah, there's lots of like people, some of whom are connected with working with Coldplay and on their record, but others who are just you know, people who have been able to use the room for various different reasons, like us. So yeah, it's a really inspiring place to be.
And then you have Coldplay as your big brothers.
As our literary brothers, yeah.
Because they're big. They're tall people. And then Apple walks in, and Apple's like 10 feet tall. And Apple.
I don't know. I haven't met the extended family.
But you know what? That's fascinating, and that's great. It inspires you guys because it makes it. You've made some great music.
Thank you very much.
Tim Crompton, I've opened up a whole new world for you with Skype. This is crazy.
Yeah, you have. In fact, I have a brother that lives over in the Caribbean who complains he can never call me. So he's going to be very pleased you've done that.
Oh, that'll be great. He can show you the. He can show you the great weather in the Caribbean, and you can tell him about the great weather in London, and it'll be wonderful conversations. Well,
I like. Yeah, that sounds happy family.
Well, Tim Crompton, good luck with everything, and give my best to Alexia and Ross, and I hope the best for the Highwire, and their website is thehighwire.co.uk. Check it out. It's a really cool website. They post, you guys take lots of cool pictures. You've got your cool videos, and you sometimes have free downloads, and then all the information about their albums and past albums and stuff, and who they may or may not be talking to on Skype.
Cool. Thank you so much for chatting to us and playing our record. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks for chatting on Mike's Daily Podcast.
We used to paint this town with a torn brush. Now I can't even walk the street because it's changed so much. It's new. Oh yeah, it's new. A battle for a seat in a cab I'm walking, or even hold hands cause I can't stop talking blue. I'm talking blue. If this was the last night on Earth, if this was the last night on Earth, when you gonna work it out? 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 49 cities in 51 days. She jobbed up, looked out. She flew. Oh yeah, she flew. If this was the last night on Earth, I want you here beside me, cause I died, I could feel much worse with the sun far away. If this was the last night on Earth, I want you here beside me, cause I died, I could feel much worse with the sun far away. If this was the last night on Earth. If this was the last night on Earth. If this was the last night on Earth. When you gonna work it out? When you gonna work it out? When you gonna work it out? When you gonna work it out?
The Highwire and their song LNOE, remixed by Ghost Lop, as we go outside the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The picture is a drawing, a cartoon, with myself and Bison Bentley, who is here right now. Yeah, but I sure wish I wasn't. Do you know, Dad? Yeah, we were talking about concerts, how I don't go to concerts anymore, and we have a little interaction about that. It's quite hilarious. Please read it now at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Yeah, otherwise we'll feel really sad and dejected. Do you know that?
Wow. That's a big word.
It is? Wow. I'm really proud of myself.
Good. Tomorrow, we will bring you a brand new segment called FABAGOO Things to Do. If you're in the Bay Area, you're in luck. We'll have a bunch of things that you can do, collated and aggregated and confiscated and manipulated by the founder of FABAGOO.com himself, Steve Hansen. We will speak to him tomorrow and find out some cool things to do this weekend. Plus, we'll hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster.
Mike, we really don't like to see our likeness rendered, because I'm Floyd the Floorman.
Wow. Well, I'll try not to render you anymore.
Mike Matthews, you know, websites render code.
They what?
They take code and then they render something for you to see on the website.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
I'm absolutely sure, yes, I think.
Mike Matthews, full moons are like so gross.
I think they're wonderful. I think it's like you can go outside and see. You don't need like a flashlight. You can see all around outside, bathe in the silvery moonlight. It's wonderful.
I know that's like so gross.
I don't know exactly how that is gross.
It's just terrible.
All right, I think it's kind of a nice thing.
It's awful. Stop talking about it.
I like it, though. Are you okay?
I will be.
If it was the last night on Earth.
Shut up.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!